Hi there, welcome to Prime Sports with me, Razak Musbao. And the final game of the Ghana Premier League is upon us this Sunday. Accra Heart of Folk are in a battle to stay in the Ghana Premier League. Come next season, they were playing Bechem United. Ahead of that game, former Chief Executive Officer of the club, Harry Zakor, has criticised the current board members by questioning the understanding of football. Now, in March 2024, the Phobians unveiled 10 esteemed professionals as newly formed board to run the club. 3 months later, they are yet to turn around their fortunes in the ongoing season. Despite hiring a Ivorian trainer, Boubacar Ouattara, the 2021 champions entered the final game of the season, needing 3 points to guarantee their safety in the competition. And Harry Zakor is not particularly impressed with the 10 of 10s.
See what is happening. We left the club in 2002.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Nia Ibonte took over from me and he did he took, I think, a knockout of few things he did. But where the club is going now, they're never in 1 or 2 or 3, 4 on the league.
Yeah.
So every morning when we look at the papers and we find out house is not doing well, we don't feel good. So we are not against anybody who is running the club. Togbe is doing his best. He's doing all his 100% best. But he must have people to work with. You know what I mean?
No.
If you look at the board, they don't understand football.
The board does not understand football.
Most of them, they don't understand. I think maybe Ivan Moss understand. Frank Nelson is not at the board anymore. And how do you see this club can run? Those directors at the board, do they follow the club or they meet the club when even in the camp? You know, footballers, they are like women. You got to visit them. I remember the late Jones Atukwefiu. He will call me maybe Thursday or Friday. Harry, where are you?
Okay.
I'm around. I'll be coming. He will call me 1 or 2 times. By then, Nia Ibonte will be sleeping with the boys in the camp.
At the camp?
Yes.
Nia Ibonte sleeping with the boys?
Yes, those days.
Wow.
Because we wanted the result. And Stephen Akwetetu may be there. We all, NS, Maxwell Addo, NS Kwashi, you know, Fifi Forcing, we all will go to the camp on Saturday. We sit with the boys. And we ask Jones how is your... No, Friday we'll go to the training grounds.
The full fixtures of the Ghana Premier League, the final day of the Ghana Premier League, and Great Olympics in another battle to also stay in the Ghana Premier League. But this is what will be happening this weekend there. This is the final push, and this is what we're talking about there. Well, Heart of Folk, that's the big game against Bechem United. And at the Nana Fosu Park, Heart of Folk are moving away. They're going to be playing that game away from home. And they need to get a win. They need to win to guarantee their safety in the Ghana Premier League. Then you have the Elwak Sports Stadium, Legon Cities and Gold Stars, Kotoko and Bafokotano, the Raya Sports Stadium. And you have Olympics and Real Time United at the Accra Sports Stadium. Then you have in Sanchoman Nations FC playing, and Brecum Chelsea and Heart of Lions, Mediam and Karela United. Then the champions-elect FC Samatex, they will play Accra Lions. Dreams FC and Aduana Stars will also be in action over there. So that's what will be happening this weekend in the Ghana Premier League. It's the final game in the Ghana Premier League. So this is how the standings is looking like to further buttress the point about the difficulty the Heart of Folk find themselves in at the moment. So Samatex, champions-elect, Accra Lions are in 2nd place, Aduana Stars in 3rd place, Brecum Chelsea in 4th place, Nations FC in 5th place, Mediama in 6th place, and Bechem United in 7th, in Sanchoman in 4th, Kotoko 9th, and Gold Stars are in 10th position. All be looking to win so that they can end the season pretty well, especially for Kumasi and Kotoko. Drips FC 11, 45, Heart of Lions 44, Legon Cities 44, Karela United 43, Heart of Folk 41, Great Olympics 41. For Bafokotano Real Time United, they've already been relegated, so there's not much to talk about there. But you see Legon City, you see Karela United, you see Heart of Folk and Great Olympics. One of them will be joining Bafokotano and Real Time United in Division 1 come next season. And the games this weekend, well, all sides need to get a win and to guarantee any safety come next season. Now, we have some really nice feature for you because the poor maintenance of sports and infrastructure in Ghana has become a recurring topic every time a new edifice is commissioned. The phenomenon has existed for quite a while, but why is it so? And who takes responsibility for the issue? Joy Sports' Daniel Krante has been exploring the subject and tells it all in this report.
Perspective is perhaps the most important factor to consider when passing judgment. A fuller perspective on an issue provides the necessary context for adequate understanding. And when it comes to issues of national interest, a full perspective is required for the right and accurate diagnosis and not a lazy reliance on the repeated narratives. Black Stars Deputy Captain Thomas Partey this week raised concerns about the poor state of stadia during a visit by Vice President Dr. Bawumia to the team's hotel ahead of the FIFA World Cup qualifier against the Central African Republic.
I have one request from all the players. We're asking for good stadium because we want to play better football, so we need a better stadium and also for us to perform.
His concerns further re-echo the consistent cries from the sporting fraternity on the lack of modern stadia and the general poor maintenance of the few out-of-date existing ones. The National Sports Authority, the body in charge of maintaining the state-owned sporting facilities in Ghana, has come under fire for their perceived poor handling and maintenance of these facilities. But are these heavy criticisms fair? Are the NSA properly equipped to do a good job, or are they just merely incompetent, as many on the outside perceive? Maybe, with some more perspective, we can reach a telling conclusion. So, listen to this. According to Joy Sports sources, the entire Sports Authority received no subventions from the Sports Ministry in the final quarter of 2023, yet sporting activities went on as scheduled. With no monetary support coming in, the authority was then forced to rely on revenue gained from the use of the facilities. Take the Accra Sports Stadium for example. Ghana Premier League games are played there every weekend throughout the course of the football season. One of the highest grossing games this season was Accra Hearts of Oak at home against the Diana Stars, which fetched about 32,000 Ghana cedis at the gate. The NSA received about 3,200 Ghana cedis out of the total amount due to their mandated 10% share of all gate proceeds. Now, assuming all 4 weekend games in a month fetch this amount, which isn't the case though, that will bring the authority's monthly earnings from strictly sporting events to about 13,000 Ghana cedis. Now, that said, the average cost of electricity at the Accra Sports Stadium alone is between 70 to 80,000 Ghana cedis monthly. In addition to that, your standard pitch maintenance, which includes cutting, fertilizer, weed control, aeration among others, costs an average of 20,000 Ghana cedis monthly for just the Accra Sports Stadium. So how is the Sports Authority expected to properly maintain the facility with such a huge monetary deficit? Probably the only figure in history with well-documented evidence in multiplying little resources is Jesus Christ, and one would not fault the NSA for opening up these facilities to his followers for various activities due to the revenue they bring in. Truth be told, without external or non-sporting activities, these stadia may simply have to close down because sporting activities are simply not making enough revenue to sustain them. The electronic ticketing system, which was supposed to bring relief and clarity to revenue collection, has become problematic as the NSA has been plagued with serious delays and sometimes complete neglect in receiving their share of match revenue since its introduction. The approved budget for the Ministry of Youth and Sports in 2024 was 195 million Ghana cedis. Now, out of that, the NSA has been allocated a measly 3.94 million Ghana cedis, which represents just about 2% of the overall allocation to the Sports Ministry. If we see the need to provide more sporting infrastructure, then why do we allocate so little to the maintenance of the existing facilities? That is simply not enough. With this perspective, Ghanaians may not be swayed even if Thomas Partey's request is granted, because as long as this attitude continues, maintenance will always be an issue. For Joy Sports, my name is Daniel Krante.
Now, the founder of Right to Dream Academy, Tom Vernon, has been speaking exclusively to Joy Sports, and in that, he has revealed that he originally came to Ghana with the ambition of coaching Hearts of Oak, one of the most illustrious clubs in Africa back then. Tom, whom at the time was only 19 years of age, arrived in Ghana to gain coaching experience by interning at some of the best clubs in Ghana, which didn't quite work out before he bet the Right to Dream Academy. He's been speaking to my colleague, Tyree Fentio, on Prime Tech.
Africa.
In Africa, thank you.
Because you're a Kotoko fan, you are trying to downplay us a little bit.
That's fine.
You know, and especially,
I like Kotoko, but it's okay, it's okay.
Especially at that time, you know, it was really on top. In the UK, I wasn't a very good player. So in the UK, it was really difficult to break in. I'd done all my coaching badges and I wanted to work in the game. And so I just had an idea, okay, maybe if I go abroad, you know, it's not a new idea, especially for European coaches to go abroad and develop their skills. And so I had an idea, and then I got a connection actually directly to Harry Zakor. He said, no problem, come down and observe. So I was there for 6 weeks, and then it didn't work out. Actually, I went to Olympics.
As well?
Yeah, so
that is why you were 19.
Starting at that age, yeah. So I think Olympics was maybe by 21 or something.
Okay.
And then I did a little bit there, and then actually with Hebertado, I went back to Hearts for a little while as well. So doing a lot of, I got a lot of mentors from that. One of my early mentors was Sir Cecil Jones at Quifio. He liked me, and he used to invite me around to the house. Hebertado was another really important mentor for me, another former player of House of Oak, Robert Tete. So I was lucky that I was in the ecosystem here, and rather than coming with an idea from abroad of like, okay, this is how we do things, I got somehow connected to the big names in Ghana football, and they helped shape my ideas. And so I liked coaching, but I got the idea for the academy, and so went on another track, and then coaching was full-time, and so it was difficult to do both. And then I got a job with Sir Alex Ferguson at Man United, and that wasn't actually a full-time gig. So it meant that I could work 1 week a month. I had to go to one country in Africa every month, do a full analysis for Man United, and then 3 weeks I would be here. I had a salary, but I could then really focus on the academy. So that's a little bit of the early days.
It is.
Now, away from that, Sports Minister Mustafa Yusuf has expressed his displeasure with the Ghana amputee football team, the Black Challenge, for accepting donations from external entities before meeting with him. His criticism comes after the team on Wednesday received $10,000 as an appreciation token for winning back-to-back AFCON titles from former President John Mahama, who is an aspiring presidential candidate on the ticket of the NDC for this year's election. Mustafa Yusuf said he believes the team should have coordinated through his office and met him first before meeting any other person.
This is a national team. The team sitting here is not a club. It's not your private property. When you are going to Egypt, if I haven't signed for you to represent our country, you cannot be there. So that is to the management who are here. And it is not only to you, but to entire national team. Once it's a national team and you are going to represent our flag, anytime you come, that's why when you are going, I delegated my director of FNA to come with you in Egypt. I made sure that communication went to the ambassador who is representing the president to make sure that whatever is supposed to be done, courtesies and protocols are accorded to you because you are representing our country. So when you come, after the successes and there is anything, the first point of call should be this office. We are not going to tolerate you using the state for your personal benefits. Once you come, all of us will then be making sure that whatever benefit that is supposed to accrue to you, just like we did in the previous time when you came, the $2,000 you all received never came into my pockets. It was for you because you represented us and you performed. And similar opportunity will be given to you. But if you realize that this time when you landed, unlike last year, yeah, but this is important. I just want the media to know. Unlike last year when you came here directly, this year you started going from play one place to another place without even recourse to the government who sponsored you. And that cannot be tolerated. I have to put it to you, not only you, any national team. If it's your personal club, a private club, that is fine. That is your club. As national team, once you come, you should know that you are representing the government, the states. So that is what I just want to tell you. So I've asked the president of the Ghana National Para Team. We have seen that you have received a lot of donations, which is good for us. You should account for it because it's for the state, it's not for you.